Okay, so let's start first with background. If you could please just briefly describe how you make money in real estate and how long you've been doing it.
My real estate journey started somewhat as an accident. So I moved from one city to another city and happened to have kept the condo. I moved out of Boston, which is a pretty high area, and I moved to another area, and I kept my condo there as a rental. So I started. That was my introduction to real estate investing because I kept that place, and I kept that place for many years, and then somewhat unintentionally, I started sort of acquiring more units, always with kind of the long term rental uh, perspective in place at all times. Um, it wasn't until 2020 where we became really intentional with how we were investing in real estate, and we grew our portfolio significantly. And now we have properties in kind of the three main asset classes. We have short-term rental, medium-term rental, and long-term rental. So we have kind of all three different fronts. So we've been doing this since 2020, but being in sort of in real estate and investing probably since 2005 or six. So quite a bit of time.
Did you have anything in place in terms of asset protection structure? And what were you trying to solve?
Yeah. So as we grew the portfolio, I quickly realized that that my position as an investor was a lot more risky. And that's how I started to do some research into, what is the right way for me to structure my business, or at least my investment side, because uh, um, and so we did some research, and, we came up with, a few kind of things that we wanted to be able to accomplish um, before we moved on. We wanted to have, obviously some kind of a firewall between us and the different properties. Um, so we wanted to be able to be anonymous as well, and we wanted to be fully covered kind of from a liability standpoint. So all those three things to me were critical, and those were the things that we were looking, before engaging with you guys.
Did you achieve after working with us? And what areas of your business or life improved? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, so I think starting to working with Royal Legal Services was great for us. I think to begin, we we met with your team, and we essentially had a plan that was sort of outlined for us as far as how we would do, or how you would do the structure for me. I think we really hit every checkbox that we were looking for to get to that point. And so the areas that we feel really have, at least for us, have improved. Really, number one is to have the partnership of, we have kind of the family practice agreement with Royal Legal Services. So I feel like I have somebody to reach out to if I have a question that I need some answer on from a legal standpoint, and I've used that several times. Um, the other thing that the impact is, obviously, we sleep better at night, right? Knowing that we have the right structure for the different real estate investments that we have out there. So I feel that that's kind of the biggest kind of benefit of the relationship that we have with Royal Legal Services.
And where did you first hear about us and what piqued your interest?
So I really first heard about you all through Bigger Pockets. So I think I don't know if it was I think it was one of the forums on the Bigger Pockets website. There were some articles about Royal Legal Service, and then obviously I did some research online, and I compared several options. And as far as what Royal Legal Services offered, more kind of as a package, that was really well put together, and it was really well presented, and just kind of felt right. Um, so that's where the journey begins.
why did you decide to do business with us? And what made you really pull the trigger?
Yeah, I think, we reached that point given the size and the number of properties that we had that we really needed to have something. And so why did we choose Royal Legal Services was really because it was structured really around real estate. And talking with your team, we definitely got the sense that this wasn't your first rodeo. Like you've done this before, and you've kind of offered this type of service to other investors. So that made me feel very comfortable and made me feel that that was kind of the right next step.
Okay. And if you could briefly describe what has been like working with us, and what areas did you get the most value?
Yes, so I think we kind of went beyond the kind of um, setting up the properties and in our different structures and have that initial setup. We actually use Royal Legal Services for estate planning as well, which is great because it kind of adds another layer to the whole puzzle. Um, and so working with you all have been great. I've also used the kind of the family practice. We've had several times where there are some things that I just needed to have a quick answer on an issue that we were having, whether it was some kind of notice or something that I needed a response. So we've engaged kind of the family practice side of the business for some of those questions. And I like that it's all kind of laid out as a package, so I don't have to think about, am I running over my hours or am I not? Like I know I need an answer, and I will get an answer, from Royal Legal Service.
All right. And the last question is, how likely are you to recommend us?
I think if you're a real estate investor and you have properties and you're not protected, I would highly recommend working with Royal Legal Service for what they bring into the market and what the knowledge they have when it comes to investors in general. So I would definitely recommend using the services for anybody that's looking into getting some protection.